Welcome to iTech Wizard YouTube channel, your go-to source for the latest updates and trends in the world of technology. From groundbreaking innovations to exciting product launches, we've got you covered. Okay, let's go into the video.
The Vision Pro was first previewed during WWDC 23 as Apple's first official spatial computer. While there's no denying how advanced this mixed reality headset is, there are some concerns surrounding the way Apple envisions it. And despite its release being around half a year away, I already feel somewhat uneasy thinking about it. With every social feature the company highlighted for its new tech during the keynote, my dread towards the Vision Pro and how it disconnects people further increased. What's a Vision Pro? First, let's break down what the Vision Pro actually is. If you've seen the demos or Apple's introduction video, then you may have an idea of what visionOS looks like. By default, the world is your canvas. What would normally be in your field of view is reflected in the headset, almost as if you're wearing nothing at all.
On top of the real world, there's a layer of user interface elements, such as buttons, app icons, open windows, and more. So your workflow floats in front of you, as you view the people and objects surrounding you in real life. Unlike, you're not actually adding a layer of AR on top of the real world. The entire interface is simulated-based sensors. So if the vision is off, you can't actually see what's in front of you, since the device provides a real-time live video feed when it's powered on. To let users pick how immersed they are, Apple has included a digital crown that you can rotate to switch between AR and the typical VR modes. When enabled, the latter completely immerses you in the content you're viewing by removing real-life objects from the video feed.
My Vision Pro concerns. As someone who values in-person socializing and human connections, I find some of the Vision Pro's concepts a bit concerning. For starters, the presence of an AR mode makes it easier to leave the headset on for prolonged periods of time. Had it only offered the VR mode, users would eventually need to take it off to see in front of them. The AR mode provides a comfort zone that makes it easier to leave the headset on at all times. While this may not impact you as a user, I wouldn't be very comfortable living or hanging out with someone who leaves it on. Apple's so-called solution for in-person socializing when using the device is eyesight. This feature scans your eyes and facial features when you first set up the Vision Pro, and it then uses this 3D map of your face to build an artificial model that is displayed on the external screen. The intrusiveness of technology. In a world where the norm would be keeping a Vision Pro on, balancing between nature and technology would get more challenging. We're already surrounded by devices that ping us endlessly. My wrist vibrates every time an app decides it needs my attention. It's hard to completely shut off notifications and alerts when our everyday matters are becoming increasingly digital. In visionOS, you're not viewing the real world. You're just looking at a high-resolution representation of what's in front of you, accompanied by a layer of interactive software. Imagine you're looking at someone, conversing with them, and a notification comes through. Right now, you can just flip your iPhone 14 Pro upside down or ignore your new Apple Watch. Things get more complex when the real world becomes a virtual reflection with intrusive alerts. While I'm sure you can mute them, toggling Do Not Disturb every time you want to speak to someone isn't convenient. It's already challenging to balance technology and nature as it is. Normalizing and adopting the Vision Pro as a personal device, along with its immersion, further tips the scale and makes it harder to disconnect. The good news, fortunately, the Vision Pro will be available in limited numbers and exclusive to the US at first, and is prohibitively expensive for many potential users. While Apple plans to expand it to other countries soon after, it'll likely take some time for the device to gain and be adopted by the masses. That's not to mention that it requires an employee to run a fit test before purchasing a unit, so ordering one won't be simple. Apart from this, we should also mention that Apple is reportedly working on AR glasses that are similar to Google Glass to some extent. As in, you actually see the real world through transparent lenses that optionally add a layer of software on top. So, unlike the Vision Pro, you won't be shut in a dark cell where your windows to the world are two stamp-sized screens. When and if the AR glasses come to fruition, they'll act as a lighter barrier between two people interacting with each other. Hopefully by then, we'll figure out how these devices fit in our lives, along with the existing iPad models and excellent Macs, and to what extent they'll take over. Ultimately, we can't fully judge an unreleased device before we actually test it and observe its impact on the world. However, based on the solo-centered demos with FaceTime video calls replicating your facial features and movements, I certainly don't feel very comfortable in this blind spot of solitude.
Thanks for joining our thrilling adventures through AI, technology news, and brand stories on today's episode. To keep exploring together, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up. Share your thoughts in the comments section, and let's keep this incredible journey going. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate.